Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel that explains concepts in the simplest, easiest way you will ever see. So in the last video, we learned how to use the basic HTML tags like h1 to show the heading. But today, let's go to a little deeper and talk about something super important in HTML, which is attribute. We already know if I want to display Amanjat as a heading, I can simply write h1 Amanjat and h1 tag again as a closing tag, and it will show Amanjat as a heading in the UI, which means in the browser, right? But now, what if I want to change the color of this heading? How do we do that? Or let's imagine another case. Say I want to create a link using the anchor tag and I want it to send the user to google.com when they click it. But how does the browser will know where to go? Just writing the tag and text is not enough. We need to give it more information to the element, and that's exactly what attributes are for. So if someone ever asks you, what is an attribute in HTML? You can confidently say an attribute is something that adds extra information to the HTML element. That's it. So let's take our earlier heading example again. If I want to change the text color to red, I can write style, sign of equal, and inside the string we can write color, colon, red, and that's it. Where the style is the name of the attribute and color, colon, red is the value. Together they form a name-value pair. And this is it. Simple, right? Now let's quickly understand a few important rules about attributes. Rule number 1. Attributes are always written inside the opening tag only. You cannot write them in the closing tag. Rule number 2. Mostly the attributes are written in the format of name-value pair, but sometimes for some specific attributes, you can just give it a name and you don't need to provide the value. It will take the value automatically. But you cannot leave it empty or just write the value alone. Rule number 4. If the value is a string, you can use single or double quotes. Both quotes works fine in HTML, so you don't need to worry about that. Now let's talk about some of the most commonly used attribute in HTML. Hey, please attention. We are not talking about all the HTML attributes here. I'm just giving a few examples. Each element has its own set of attributes and it can be many. Here I am only explaining a few so that you can understand how we are using the HTML attributes. Also, I'll explain the attributes related to the element when we will look at the specific element. These are the ones you will see again and again as you start building real web pages. So let's go through them one by one with a quick example so you can actually see how they work. In the list of attributes, first we have the href. So this attribute is used with anchor tag to set the destination link. So this basically tells the browser where to go when the link is clicked. Second, we have the target. So this is again used with the anchor tags only. If you want the link to open in a new tab, you can use this. And you can provide the value as blank. If you don't, then the link will open in the same tab only. Then we have the source. This is used with image or script tags to specify the source file. For example, if you are using the image, then it will tell the browser that where to look for the image file. Then we have the alt attribute. This is also used with images. This provides alternative text in case of the image does not load, and it's great for accessibility too. For example, you have mentioned the source as a cat.jpg, but somehow if the image does not exist, then in place of the image, we will show the alternative text that a cute cat was supposed to be shown here. Then we have the style attribute. This lets you add the inline CSS directly to the element. It's usually better to use a separate CSS file for large projects, but for quick stuff, style works fine. Then we have the class attribute. This is used to group the multiple elements with the same styling or behavior. You can use the same class for many elements and then style them using the CSS by writing it only once. Then the last in our list, which is ID. This is used to uniquely identify one single element. Unlike class, an ID should be unique and only used once per page. These are just some of the most common attributes, and trust me, you'll keep seeing them as you build more things. You don't have to memorize everything right now. Just understand the pattern, and with a little practice, it will all become the second nature. And of course, if you ever forget something, the MDN docs or W3 schools are just a quick Google search away. So that's it for today's video. If I recap, then we have already learned what attributes are, how to use them, the rules you need to follow, and some common example you will see all the time. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next part of the HTML series. I'll see you in the next video where we will build something fun together using what we have learned. Until then, keep practicing and keep coding. Thank you. Tada. Bye bye.